Good morning. Welcome to another fabulous episode of How Many Tabs Are Open on Mr. Johnson's Computer? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Same as yesterday. Somehow we managed to stay the same. All right, let's make a 13th tab. We're going to open up week 18 activity 2, I believe. Let's see. Week 18 activity 2. Yeah, all right. So, kind of freaks me out that we're in week 18. It was like week 8 not so long ago. Alrighty, so wow, we got us some pages here. We got 3 pages of figuring out taxes. Luckily, it does not look like there's any calculations. Really, what we should be doing is thinking about pips. Remember pips. Let's go ahead and review pips. Actually, we can't review pips until I pull up my OneNote. So let me pull up my OneNote, and then we can review pips. All right. So remember, as a fifth grader, you are responsible for 4 types of taxes. Remember, with income, I mean, like payroll tax, that has to do with a paycheck. So payroll tax, paycheck. All right. So tax withheld from your paycheck goes to the government. Income tax is taxes on money you earn. All right. So your payroll tax includes income tax, but if you know earned money without making a paycheck, you would still pay income tax on the money that you earn, your earnings or your income, money coming in. Um, Next is property tax. So that's the tax on houses, lands, and businesses. So once a year, you pay taxes on your property. So it's usually something like, um, like they kind of calculate how much your property is worth and then give you basically a tax bill for how much the services for your land should be. And then finally, sales tax, the one that you are responsible for as a fifth grader. Already, you pay sales tax. You go to the store, you buy something, you pay sales tax. So that's a tax on goods and services. Remember, goods are like items, like products, like a phone is a good, shoes are goods, a hoodie is goods. Services are actually when people do things for you, or when a company provides you with something. So Netflix, that's a service. All right, they're not giving you movies like physical movies; they are providing you the ability to stream. So you still pay sales tax on things like Netflix as well. Okay, so let's go back to our 3 page, and then we're going to run through every scenario, and then we're going to compare it to our pips and see which one it makes the most sense with. All right, tax on things like gas, clothes, and food. All right, does that have to do with a paycheck? Nope. Does that have to do with money that you're earning? Gas, clothes, and food? Nope. Property, is it a house, land, or business? Gas, clothes, and food. Do you live inside food? No. And then finally, sales tax, a tax on goods and services. Are gas, clothes, and food goods? We just talked about that. Yeah, they are. So that's a sales tax. So we're going to take this check and move it to sales. All right. Because there we go. Ta da. Taxes on things like gas, clothes, and food. Remember, that's basically saying goods. Taxes on things like goods, that's sales tax. All right, taxes on total income earned. Total income earned. Total income earned. All right. So total income, remember, that's not just paychecks. That's like if I sell artwork on the side, if I make money being a musician on the side, if I have a YouTube channel on the side and earn advertising dollars, right? My normal job is being a teacher, so I get a paycheck from being a teacher. But as far as total income, I could earn money doing other things. So the difference between payroll and income tax is payroll is on a paycheck, income tax is on they tax all of the income you earned. So even if you like earned money on the side from your normal job. All right, a tax on land. Tax on houses, lands, and businesses. So if you've written down these four taxes and their descriptions, you're probably having a good time with this assignment because some of the answers are just sitting there, right? And if you've written it down, also you've built those connections in your brain already. So tax on land, property tax, because once again, property tax is a tax on houses, land, and businesses. Next one, money that is taken from a person's gross income on their paycheck. Paycheck, payroll, tax withheld from your paycheck. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this beautiful green X and put it on payroll tax. Payroll, paycheck. All right. With land, that was property. Total income, taxes on total income is income taxes. And taxes on things like gas, clothes, and food. Remember, those are goods. So that is sales. Two more pages to go. Let's go. All right, so a tax based on the value of a person's home. A tax of a person's home. A tax of a person's home. Is a house a home? Well, most times, yes. So yes, tax on houses, lands, and businesses or property tax. So a tax on your home would be property tax. At this point, like if you want to go ahead and just work by yourself, do all of them and then check back at the end, go ahead. Um, if you feel like you have a good grasp on this, obviously, go for it. If you're still kind of like, it would be nice to have somebody by my side while I do this, then just watch the video. So, and of course, if you do it on your own, just check at the end, make sure your answers are correct. Okay, so a tax added to the subtotal of an item at a store. What do you buy at a store? You buy goods and services from a store. So, which tax do you think it's going to be if it's a tax on goods and services at a store? Yeah, sales tax. All right. Tax an employer must take from an employee's income and send to the government. This one can be a little bit confusing because you have to know what this means. An employer is like the person that is your big boss. AISD is my big boss. So AISD is my employer, and AISD takes money out of each one of my paychecks and sends it to the government. Paycheck, paycheck, paycheck. What kind of tax is on a paycheck? Payroll. This is cool. Our checks are going in like we're making a tic tac toe. All right, so a tax on a service. Oh, darn. Our tic tac toe is going to get messed up. A tax on a service. Don't just think it's income because that's the one we haven't used. Because what does it say right here? Sales tax. Tax on goods and services. So, tax on a service, sales tax. That was a trick. Way to go, whoever wrote this one. Got us going in a nice little formation there, and then it was like, oh no, curveball, literally. All right, let's go. Last page. Tax that property owners must pay. Sometimes the hint is in the question. So, what do you think a tax that property owners might pay is? If you said property tax, absolutely. All right, a tax paid by the employer. Once again, we're talking about an employer, so we're talking about paychecks. Employer is your big boss. Once again, AISD is my employer. So if my employer is paying the tax, it's coming out of my paycheck. So paycheck, payroll. All right. So employer, once again, that has to do with the boss that writes your check. All right. Employer is the person that gives you your paycheck. So paycheck, payroll. A tax on your paycheck is your payroll tax. A tax on a person's total gross annual income. Total gross annual income. So all the money they make in a year. Total gross annual income. Total means all. Gross means like the big income before taxes are taken out. Annual means yearly, and income means the money that you earn. So a tax on a person's yearly earnings would be another way to say that. All right. So once again, oops, this word kind of gives you a hint. The total income, that's not a paycheck. That could be somebody also sold a car that year and made some money or something like that. So total income would be income tax. All right. And then finally, a tax on an item. Think about the store. An item is kind of like a good. All right. So a tax on an item. You probably won't see that term being used that much, but if you think about it, tie that to like a tax on a good. All right. So taxes on goods and services are, of course, sales tax. So go ahead and put this last check mark in sales tax. Remember, change your share settings if you forgot. Don't turn it in unrestricted because I cannot grade it and then I can't give you credit for all of the hard work that you've done. So just make sure that whenever you're submitting it, that it's in Austin Independent School District mode. Other than that, I think basically if you were having trouble with it, go ahead and copy this page of notes because that'll help you kind of internalize some of this vocabulary so it doesn't feel like completely a different language. And then if you've already taken these notes, give yourself a pat on the back because you just gave yourself a resource that probably helped you get through today's activity. All right, so that's it for today. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to your teachers if you have any questions. And I'll see you later. Bye.